Let's be real. Modern life can feel, well, pretty chaotic, right? We wake up to these jarring alarms, immediately scroll through a storm of notifications, and just rush through our days. So many of us are looking for a better rhythm, a way to structure our lives that feels less frantic and, more intentional. But what if the blueprint for that perfect day wasn't in a new app, but was actually written down over 1,500 years ago?
It's a totally fair question. How can ancient wisdom possibly compete with all our modern productivity hacks and wellness apps? Well, in this explainer, we're going to find out. We are diving into a time-tested guide for structuring your entire day, from the second you wake up to the principles that guide every single action you take. So, this big idea we're exploring is called Dinacharya. It comes from this incredible ancient Ayurvedic text, the Ashtanga Hridya. And you should think of it less like a rigid set of rules and more like a holistic blueprint for well-being. It's all designed to get our bodies and our minds in sync with the natural rhythms of the day. So let's get into it. We're going to walk through this blueprint step by step and see how it structures the day to build up our health, our energy, and even our peace of mind. Now, our guide for all of this is Chapter 2 of the Ashtanga Hridya. And what's so fascinating is just how comprehensive it is. This is not just some to-do list. No, it's a guide on how to integrate every single part of your being, your mind, your words, and your body into one cohesive daily practice for a genuinely better life. Okay, let's dive into the details. How does this ancient blueprint say we should start our day? Well, it all begins in those very first moments after waking up. The routine starts in that quiet time just before sunrise, a period they call the Brahmi Muhurta. This is supposed to be the ideal time for mental clarity and peace. And the first actions are really simple, but also really powerful and grounding. First, you clear out the body's waste from the day before, and then you start the very intentional process of cleaning your teeth.
And yeah, you can forget your plastic toothbrush. The text recommends using twigs from specific plants chosen for their natural medicinal properties. Things like being astringent, pungent, and bitter. And get this, you actually chew the tip to create the bristles yourself. It's a really deliberate act that connects you directly with nature from the moment your day starts.
All right, so after those first cleansing rituals, the focus gets bigger. It expands to taking comprehensive care of your entire body. A core practice here is something called Abhyanga, which is basically an oil massage. And the text makes a really powerful case for it, as you can see right here in this quote. It says that doing this daily, well, it actively delays aging and helps get rid of the tiredness and aches from daily life. You can almost think of it as ancient wisdom's answer to modern stress. What is truly remarkable here is just the sheer number of benefits the text says you get from this one simple act. I mean, this isn't just about feeling relaxed. According to the Ashtanga Hridya, this practice can improve everything from your vision and your skin to how well you sleep and even how long you live. It's really presented as a non-negotiable part of daily health. I love this slide because it so perfectly illustrates a key theme that runs through this whole philosophy: balance. The text praises exercise, they call it vyayama, for all the things we still value today, right? Like improving your capacity to work, burning fat, but then it immediately warns you about overdoing it, listing out these really concrete negative effects like exhaustion and even fever. It is all about finding your personal sweet spot, not pushing yourself to the breaking point. So here's the crucial point, this concept of half strength. It's not about going all out to your absolute limit. The recommendation is to exercise only to about 50% of your capacity. It's this really personalized, intuitive approach to fitness that's all about preventing burnout and injury. Okay, so next up after exercise is bathing, or snana. And you might think, bathing, what's there to say? But just look at this list of benefits. In this ancient tradition, bathing is so much more than just getting clean. It's seen as this therapeutic ritual that can improve digestion, boost your energy, and even prolong your life. The whole idea is that you're washing away not just physical dirt, but mental and physical fatigue too. And the text gets incredibly specific and practical. Here's a great example. Use warm water for your body, because it's said to give you strength. But, and this is the key part, use cooler water on your head. Hot water is believed to weaken the hair and eyes over time. It's this kind of detailed wisdom that makes this whole routine so fascinating. So we've covered the body, but the Dinacharya goes so much deeper. It offers a kind of code of conduct for a healthy mind and spirit, and this is known as Sad Vrita. You know, the principles of Sad Vrita are really about what we would now call mindful living. Things like eat only when your last meal has been digested, when you're actually hungry. Or don't try to force your body's natural urges, but also don't ignore them when they pop up. Fundamentally, it's about listening to your body's signals with respect. And in everything, the main advice is to find that middle path and stay away from extremes.
The text also gives a pretty clear list of things to avoid for a balanced life. Some of it is super practical, like avoiding harsh weather, but others are about your social and mental well-being. Don't quarrel, choose your friends wisely, and maintain good posture. It's this really holistic view of what drains our energy.
In this quote, wow, it just captures the essence of this whole mindful approach so beautifully. It's not about being perfect. It's about engaging in constant, gentle self-reflection. The simple act of just being aware of how you're spending your time is, according to this text, a powerful antidote to sorrow.
So, when you put all of these pieces together, the morning rituals, the body care, the mindful conduct, what's the ultimate outcome? What's the promise of following this path?
Well, the closing statement of the chapter is nothing short of profound. It claims that following this daily routine, it doesn't just make you feel better day to day, it leads to a full and successful life, covering everything from health and wealth to your reputation and even spiritual goals.
So all this leaves us with a final question for you. Of course, nobody is suggesting you adopt this entire 1,500-year-old routine overnight. That would be a lot. But looking at this ancient blueprint for a well-lived day, what is one small, intentional practice you could maybe borrow from it? What's one thing you could try to bring just a little more of this ancient balance and wellness into your own very modern life?